So good morning. You had quite a night.
So I hate snow. I told you, like, it's so I sent you a picture of my view out my window right now because it's so beautiful. And I have all these little things on my windowsill that I love. And then it's like so New England picturesque outside my window.
Yeah.
But yeah, I shoveled snow last night from 11:30 to 1.
And I said, because why? Like, take the trash out, come back in, go to bed.
No. So it's so dumb. It's
okay, you said that. I
week,
did not say that. You said that.
yeah, I said it, and I know people are going to be like, that was dumb. You should, and yet I did it, and that, whatever, like life goes on. Sometimes we make poor choices. But last week I forgot to put the trash out at all because my husband usually handles it. And so it was just off my radar. And I woke up Monday morning and was like, ding, you didn't take the bins out. And we are like where they start in the morning.
Right.
So we have to put them out Sunday night.
Bright and early.
And so like the recycle bin was full. We have 2 trash bins that we don't always need 2, but sometimes we need like 1.5, So anyway, luckily, because we ended up with 2 full garbage bins by this week, so they needed to go out. So I went out at 11:30 before I went to bed, I would do that. And it had started to snow at 10 a.m. and was just sort of slow snowing. And so I was like, oh, this is fine. This will be fine. They are saying 3 inches, and then it's supposed to be warm today. And I was like, okay, so that's all going to melt off. I don't even know if I'm going to bother. Well, I went out and the snow had picked up and it was 5 inches and still coming down really heavy. And I was like, so I took one bin out, and I realized that because the plows had come through, I was going to have to shovel that part so that when they came, and first of all, so it wouldn't freeze into place. Right. And then when they put it back down, it would be a level place and it wouldn't fall into the road.
Right.
So then I was like, well, and my daughter's going to have to get to work in the morning. So I'll just like do right in front of the garage and do the end of the driveway. But then, like, as I was shoveling it, I was like, this is going to be too much for her. This is going to be too much to melt tomorrow. And then I was like, she has to be at work at 10, which means if I don't do this now, then I'm going to have to get up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever, so I can have time to do that, have time to be on all this stuff. And it's like, I would rather just do it. Well, she had a migraine last night, so I didn't want to pull her out. And it was dark, and like I had my podcasts in, and I just like kept doing it, and it felt good, Yeah. So for snowstorm, you're like, I'm out in the snow doing the thing, and so I had that feeling. So that was fine. Like by the time I do it 3 times, I'm like, this is awful. I'm done. I'm moving to the Philippines again, where there's not snow and whatever. But the first one's not too bad. Then, okay, so I finished it 1. My butt was so cold.
Because you didn't think I should go put on snow pants or...
Well, I had jeans on and you're moving around and stuff, right? So like, but that's all like insulated. It's just fat, it's just fat. So that part just
muscle. There's muscle. Your gluteus is muscle.
It's underneath that. But the part that's exposed to the world is fat. And that takes a longer time to warm up. So I went up to bed and I laid in bed. I got to bed at like 1:30, and I think I laid in bed for like an hour and a half, just waiting for like my butt and thighs to warm up enough so that I could sleep. And I should have just gotten in a tub and cooked my fat. But I was just like cold, and then the soreness started, and then I woke up. Like I set alarms. I set multiple alarms this morning. And woke up, and I think I texted you like a few minutes after I got up, like just whatever, because I went and read some comments and I was like, hey, Jana. Anyway. Yeah, so now I'm sore and tired, but the driveway's clear enough. Like another inch fell while I was out there, and then it was really like petered out by the time I finished. But I didn't go back and clear that inch. So yeah. And I texted Adam about it because we have this thing. Anytime he leaves in the winter, we get major snow. So, and you're like, that's not major snow, that's 6 inches of snow, whatever. But I don't have a tractor. So
that's true.
We get enough snow that I have to shovel the driveway. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So we have there's supposed to be another snowstorm coming before he comes back.
Yeah.
And I just blame him. It's always like the forecast says it'll be 1 inch or 2 inches, but because he's not here, it becomes 6 inches.
Because he has that kind of power.
The blame. He radiates heat like you would not believe, and he just normally just keeps the snow away just by the presence of his hotness.
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, I want to tell you my story though. In a roundabout way, this is related.
Okay.
So my daughter was away on a school trip and the bus got back very late. Mm-hmm. So I had to go to town on Saturday night at like midnight to meet the bus because all the kids got back. Anyway, so it was in the middle of the night. It's like, I don't know, 12:30, 1 o'clock by the time we get home. And the way our driveway is arranged, you go up on the porch and then you walk the length of the house and then you come around to the door. So we come around the corner and one of us had left a cardboard box, this larger box on the porch. We come around the corner and there's this relatively large brown dog curled up in the box. And it's not mind you, it's not my dog. I'm like, who are you? I mean, it's a little bit startling because we come around the corner and the dog's like wagging and it's curled up in the box. I'm like, oh, who are you?
Hi there, friend.
It has a collar.
Okay.
And it was a brown speckly bird dog, the kind that has like a kind of a beard, looks like a Muppet.
Okay.
And it's some kind of a German breed. I'll put it in the comments. I can't think right now. I'll add a title, what it is when I remember. Anyhow, so he has a collar. But at the time, I didn't see that he had any kind of tag or, owner information on the collar. And I'm like, never seen. Like none of the neighbors that I know of have a dog that looks like this.
Right.
So it's like 1 o'clock or something in the morning. And I go in and as many communities do, our county has like a Facebook page that has like, here we have this and this for sale. Here's a garage sale over here. You know what I mean? It's like a community.
Right. Yeah. Your community. Yeah.
Right. So I post on there a picture of said doggy. And I'm like, is anybody missing this? We live at the east end of this road.
Anyone missing this?
Well, I said, we have a visitor. Is anyone missing this? He is, a neutered male, whatever breed I think this is. And, and then I posted a picture of him. Well, and then I went to bed. Oh, well, first, he's like the bird kind of a hunting dog. So he doesn't have like long fur.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's in this box and it's probably, 25 degrees. So he's in this box and I go put a rug under him because he's super friendly and sweet. I put a rug under him, then I put a blanket over him. Aww. And then he just curls up again and I like tucked him in against the wall. I like tucked him in, made a little doggy burrito. And then I went to bed and I thought, well, I hope he's still here in the morning. Well, I get up, like 4 hours later to go out and let the dinosaurs out.
Right.
And and I'm like, wait, maybe I shouldn't let the dinosaur out. He's a bird dog.
Yeah.
So I did not let the chickens out. But I checked the Facebook group and people were like, oh yeah, I saw a post about him. In a neighboring county, someone had posted the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So mind you, this is 2.5 weeks ago.
Wow.
Someone posted that they had lost this dog because they'd been pheasant hunting, which is, people pheasant hunt a lot out on the prairie.
Yeah.
He's a 10-year-old, whatever breed I can't think of. And his name is Otis. And if anybody finds him, to call this number. And
I
that
love him
and that
so
there's
much.
a plate.
Baby's Otis.
Yeah, there's a plate on his collar, which I didn't notice a metal thing sewn onto or riveted onto the collar. I didn't notice that at 1 a.m. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And I go outside and look, and I'm like, hey, buddy. And I look, and sure enough, it says Otis and the person's number.
Oh, perfect.
So I call these people at like 6:45 on a Sunday morning.
Aw.
And I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry to wake you up, but I think I have your dog. And they're like, what? Really? I mean, it was really cool that they answered, because a lot of people don't answer numbers they don't recognize, but because they've lost their dog, they have been answering.
Yeah.
So I tell her where we are, and she's like, that's crazy. And they live in Cheyenne. So it's like they had come up, for the day before Thanksgiving to go pheasant hunting, blah, blah, blah. And then they'd gone home, and they'd spent hours and hours looking for him. Apparently they were in some trees, and they popped up over this ridge, and he was gone. I mean, he was chasing whatever he was chasing, and he was gone. Now, mind you, we've had snow. We've had negative temperatures since Thanksgiving.
Otis is a survivor, man.
Oh, it gets better. So then I say to them, hey, I know you're like 70 miles from where I live. I'll meet you halfway. So we pick an exit on the interstate that's roughly halfway, and I go meet him. And the guy, Otis's dad, he was over the moon. And apparently Otis's family has like, junior high and elementary school kids that have just been so distraught. And he has a buddy. He has a doggy buddy at home named Fergus. And Fergus has been depressed. So so Otis is looking a little thin, but he's doing pretty well for being 10.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Good job, Otis.
Fed him, I fed him. And okay, get this. So there's an Air Force base in Cheyenne, which is why this family moved here to start with. So the guy is retired military, and they've had Otis for quite a while. He was a rescue, apparently. Well, Otis started out in Florida, but since then, in Otis's lifetime, they've moved to Japan and back.
Oh, wow.
And once Otis went missing in Japan and was returned. I mean, he's had some adventures.
He has. He's like a children's book waiting to happen.
I know.
That's so cool.
When I put him in the car, I put him in the front seat. He curled right up. I turned on the heater, and he immediately fell asleep for the 30-minute drive. It's like he just hadn't been snuggled up and warm in a long time.
He's like,
he was so happy to see his dad.
I miss people things. I bet. Oh, I bet. Yeah. Oh, that's the greatest.
It's a fantastic story. Also, in light of the fact that tonight it's going to start snowing, we have a blizzard warning from tonight until for the next 50 something hours. So we're supposed to have 8 to 12 inches of snow with 50-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah. So you found him just in time.
He found us.
But he probably was not going to find a safe place.
I'm so shocked that he even survived that long. I mean, we have a lot of coyotes. I'm surprised the coyote pack didn't take him down.
Right.
So Otis has used up some lives. I'm just saying. So hooray for Otis being reunited with his family for the holidays.
Miracle on the Prairie.
Otis, the miracle on the prairie.
The miracle dog, Otis.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Very cool.
And
that's really cool.
Unrelated to Otis, but I'm really happy how my new thing's turning out.
Yay. I love that. I love that.
I don't think the colors are showing up very well in my crappy lighting, but I'll take an Instagram, and it's fun. Yeah, I'm happy about it.
I want to see it. I want to see a picture. Excuse me. I'm going to do a spit splice real quick. Just don't look at me.
You can use water, but you have Coke Zero.
It's better.
Spit is better for spit splicing. It's true. I have a video about spit splicing. That's hard to say.
Spit splice.
Spit splice.
My favorite way to change.
Yes. Are you working on your Shoreline Cowl?
Yeah, I got almost no knitting done yesterday because
not even before shoveling?
Not even before shoveling, because I realized that so I had a trip to Wales planned right before the lockdown. I was supposed to leave 3 weeks after the lockdown started. And at first it was just going to be 2 weeks. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll still get to go.
No.
So,
We all know what happened
and
after that.
yeah, and that was my Christmas present last year. I didn't get anything that year. That was my Christmas present. And so I didn't, it was sad. So, I mean,
You
there's
got
worse
Cracklin'
things
Oat
that
Bran.
happen to people. There's worse things that happen to people in this world than that. But anyway, I was sad. So then, I asked my husband, like, so can I still do that trip? Like, could I do it this year? And it all worked out that yes. So, but I have not planned it at all, like at all. And it's just like, I'm going to Wales in February. Well, you got to kind of plan these things in advance.
What are you going to do? Where are you going to stay?
Yeah, exactly. So yesterday, and I had it all planned before, but places have closed permanently and other places have opened and whatever. And so I was like, I'm just going to start from scratch.
Yeah.
So that's what I did yesterday after I got home and got situated and everything. And so my plan is to fly into Manchester, which is actually in England, but it's very close to Wales. And my plan is to go over to the sea and down and across and back up. But I got down to the very southwest corner with my planning. And then it was like I was stuck. Like I couldn't find a hotel I wanted to stay in. The one place that I really wanted to go see was closed. It was on a Saturday that I got down there, and that place is closed on a Saturday and Sunday. So I would have had to spend like 2 days there in order to get there in the morning and then go on, and
all the logistics.
It just wasn't working. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to start again. So I started again. Anyway, I got it sorted out, but I fully planned. Well, I half planned a trip, and then I had to stop and replan, and like do it again. And anyway, so then I was like, that's when I was like, it's 11:30. I should go to bed and put cans out and shovel an entire driveway.
Yes. Oh, and can I just say, I'm so happy we have the tractor back. The tractor's repaired. Hooray.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it's a little Kubota. It's like the tiniest one they make. Like it's small, but since we're having a blizzard, we're going to have a blizzard.
Seen it on your YouTube channel before when you do.
Yes, I'm really happy that the tractor is going to function.
Yeah.
So I got to do storm prep today and like park the tractor where I want strategically so that I can shovel my way out. And
So I didn't get much knitting done, but I am. I'm like 8 rows away from halfway at this point. So this is the new version where I made it bigger for my bigger
And you
body.
added 4 repeats?
I added 4 repeats, so it's bigger around. And then each of these like colorwork sections are 4 rows shorter.
Okay.
So this is halfway through the second section now. Nice. And then, I think I'll probably have it done by tomorrow.
And did you weigh the white?
No.
Before you started?
No, I was gonna, and then I didn't.
Forgot.
But so that's what I was just joining on, which means I got as far as I had used it before. And I'm just having to finish. I have to finish this row. Oh, I just popped 4 stitches off. I just have this much to finish of that row. And then, so I'm using a little bit more than what I did. So this could all be awful. I could end up with frog chicken with all 6 colors. So anyway, we'll see.
It'll be fine.
I hope so. If not, I do have more of some of these colors that I can, fudge my way to the end.
Yeah. So. Cool.
So that's my hope for today.
Yeah, I'm happy.
So how many minis have you done now on your?
I am on the 4th.
Okay.
I'm on the 4th, and I just did a eyelet row. So I'm happy, and I know it's not very good color, but I really like it, and my daughter really likes it, most importantly. And so, I'm going to be watching some shows after I'm done with storm prep and tractor placement and chicken preparation and put the hay feeder. I'm going to drag the hay feeder back in the barn because the goats, they'll melt down. They'll be like, nope, not going out.
Nope.
So I have some things to prepare so everyone can just stay inside. And I want to make sure my mom is set up in case we lose power.
Yeah.
Things like that. Because, blizzard, 50-mile-an-hour wind, 12 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we didn't lose power last night. That would have been awful.
Well, and out here, when you're on a septic, if you lose power, you have to have alternate, like, we have like a 6-gallon drinking,
Emergency.
thing. We take camp, and then, you fill the bathtubs so you could have a little bucket to flush with, to fill the toilet tank, things like that. You just gotta,
Yeah. We used to have to do that in the Philippines when typhoons were coming. We'd fill everything with water and have
kerosene lamps. We still have like the old kerosene. Oh yeah, because
we just use candles now. But I remember we had kerosene lamps when I was growing up for power outages.
I still have 2. One my mom gave me when we were first married, so that was 33 years ago. And then the other one I think might have been my grandmother's.
Uh-huh.
So we'll put those. Yeah. And we have sleeping bags and like down backpacking stuff to stay warm, because our house is all, the fans on the pellet stoves, that's not going to work. So,
yeah.
But honestly, kudos to the people, to the power company here. I think the longest we've ever been without power was maybe 6 or 8 hours.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, really they're fantastic.
I didn't grab my package before we started. What day are we on? Is it day 13?
13. Okay,
cool. It's a pattern/gift package
today. Ooh, show us.
Day 13. It's flat. I don't remember what was in today. See, it's a surprise for me.
Right.
So this is the island of Fola.
That's lovely.
Oh, it's okay. So today, let me show the pattern. So this is the pattern. And I have to apologize specifically to Jolene because she was saying everything's laced so far. And I was like, but everything going forward is now Fair Isle. And then we opened the full of wool and I was like, oh, wait, that one's a lace project too. So Nicole Coutts is the designer. She's Nicole Estelle Designs. Okay. And so she designed this. These are Fair Isle motifs on the headband, but she designed it as lace.
So they're like lace stars.
Yeah, lace Norwegian stars. So they're very cool. I'm looking forward to knitting this one. And this, because it's just, I think it's like 104 yards. This is going to be such a quick knit.
Especially with that larger, that's what you're making with the full, those 2 that were marled. Okay.
Right. Okay. And then we have note cards from, first of all, you have a note card from Garthcroft Bressa.
Oh.
So this is over one of the islands. It's the island across from Lerwick, the main city there. Mm-hmm. There's a fellow named Chris who has a croft and he does craft tours and he takes these really neat photos. He raises just Shetland sheep. He has a small flock. And he's trying to bring out more of the colors again because they used to breed for white because that was what economically made sense. But he's trying to breed back the colors into his flock. And then also you'll have You'll have a note card from a local artist named Linda Richardson who does
that's beautiful
block prints. And these vary. And also both of them. So you're going to have something different than I do in your theme. So, and then, for the thing today, it says Fola is the most remote, permanently inhabited island of the United Kingdom. It lies 20 miles off the west coast of the Shetland mainland. Mm-hmm. The 30 or so permanent residents on the island continue to observe key holidays according to the Julian calendar. Therefore, Christmas, known locally as Yule, is celebrated on January 6th. And New Year's Day is celebrated as Newer Day on January 13th, 1 month from today. Newer Day is also celebrated in some of the communities of the islands of Unst and Yell. And then you have your information about the makers involved in the last 4 days and 3 days and how to find them. So that's your card for today.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. So we're 3 projects in. We've got 4 more to go.
Wow. That's a lot. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And now they are, just spoiler, now they are all Fair Isle going forward.
Okay. Okay, you don't even need to really guess the sticker because I'm pretty sure it just says. See there?
Las Vegas, baby. Nice.
Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
Okay, this is from Mira. This is from Mira at Baah, as in B-A-A-H. Baah Yarns.
He was fun to talk to.
Woo!
I enjoyed that interview. Oh, that's fun.
Look at that.
That's fun.
Yes. And here's her. See there?
Yeah, that's great.
She was fun. Yes, very fun. Right in Las Vegas. She had this amazing yarn wall, which you will see behind her when we talk to her. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in the interview, but she said she had like 4 more walls like that too. I was like, we need to go visit.
And I'm like, what? Crowded place. Yeah. Anyway, that's super fun. Check her out. Her social media links and all that will be down below in the video description. Mira was a lot of fun to talk to. Yeah. So, hooray.
Hooray.
So we'll cut to that interview and happy day 13.
Yeah, awesome. Bye, guys.
Okay, see you tomorrow. We're here today podcasting, interviewing with Mira from Baah Yarn, B-A-A-H, yarn.com. Welcome, Mira. It's great to have you.
Hi, Mira.
Thank you for having me.
That is a fantastic background, I must say. That is amazing. You are a busy woman.
Yes, a little busy. Believe it or not, these are my leftovers. So
wow.
I get to, when I knit, I get to choose from these colors. And it basically takes me like 3 days to choose a color that I want to knit. And, extra balls that are wound. And then I get home on a Friday. That's when I start to panic. And on Friday, I get home. And on Saturday, it's like, I don't have enough yarn.
Wow. That's fantastic. I want to come and pick from your leftovers. That's amazing.
Oh,
wow.
Come on over.
Well, let's see. So that come on over, like I saw on your website, and this is going to tie into the first question, which how did you begin dyeing yarn? But I saw on your section of your website that you started dyeing yarn in Indonesia, right?
Well, I taught art in Indonesia. And my major was here in Cal State Northridge. And it's in graphic design. Then I went back to Indonesia where I was born, and I taught art there. Mm-hmm. And it's so inspiring because it's such a tropical country. And, I've been in Bali a lot. So all the colors, all the nature, it's just very saturated colors. It's a little different than what I'm seeing now. I'm in Vegas, so it's a different, color family. Right. And so that's where I got started. I was just inspired by the richness of the colors from the tropics.
So I'm a little confused how you went from Indonesia to California to Indonesia to Bali to Las Vegas.
Oh, I know. I grew up here, and my parents immigrated here when I was young.
Okay.
So basically, we grew up here. We lived in Hawaii for a while. That's where it came. The tropics also influenced me there. And then California was basically my high school years and my college years.
Sure.
Yeah, and then I had moved back to Indonesia for about 15 years or so. Mm-hmm. And Bali is basically, our vacation destination in Indonesia. And we're there usually probably about, half the year in Bali and half the year in the city. Uh-huh. And so that's how I got my influence. Right. But I decided that I like the States where when you grow up here and you're in college and you're in high school, that's like the best time in your life. It's, you play, the pressure is only getting, passing, getting a C, I'm not going to say getting an A, getting a C, and so, and California is so beautiful with the mountains and the ocean.
Right.
Yeah. Vegas is just another stage in my life. It's a new stage. We've been here for 3 years.
Okay.
Learning to live in the desert. I'm learning to love it, and I do love it. It's so exciting with the different scenery. The mountains are beautiful with all the. I have a friend who's a geologist, and so she tells me, "Oh, all those striations are where mountains had cracked, and so you'll see, the other side of it, maybe 5 miles, 10 miles, 20 miles down the road." And so we've been
It's
doing a lot of
interesting.
hiking here, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So
Definitely not the tropics.
not not the tropics
Yeah.
at
So,
all.
so has that affected your color inspiration then as you're living in Vegas compared to, Hawaii and Bali and
Yeah.
It
yeah.
has. I'm a little bit surprised of how much it has. In the
Uh-huh.
last few years, I've gone into more of the neutral colors, and basically, like sometimes I just need to take a vacation somewhere to be able to. Um, I took a vacation to the East Coast once, for example, to Cape Cod and
Mhm.
New York. The
Okay.
colors there I saw were so different.
Mhm.
And even, like even Chicago is so different. People were dressed so sophisticated, and, it wasn't the fun, bright colors. These were just very classic, sophisticated colors. When I came back, those are the colors that I did, the browns, the grays, the whites. I was so inspired by that. For me, I had never seen that. So it was exciting.
Interesting.
Yeah, grays and browns are exciting, for me, 'cause I'm so used to the bright
Oh, and
reds,
I mean,
yellows,
I
and
love a
greens.
good gray. There are
Yeah,
so many wonderful shades of gray. Love a good gray.
love a good gray. So,
Mhm.
yeah, this year, especially for our fall colors, we've had a lot of grays and browns and a lot of good browns. So
Mhm.
that was kind of exciting.
That's
Yeah.
neat. That's cool. So we're all knitters, and as you're working on projects, especially projects with lots of stockinette, just round and round sweaters, or like I'm working on a sock that's just round and round and round. A lot of us really like to watch TV shows, or we have our favorite audiobooks. So I'm always curious to know what other people watch or listen to so I can add to my list of things that I want to check out. So do you have any recommendations for us?
You know, I guess I didn't know this. I was asking, my husband. He works with us,
Okay.
and now we're empty nesters, so it's just the two of us. And I said, "Well, I'm just gonna say I listen to you all the time." But what we watch on TV? He goes, "You watch a lot of like those nature national park shows."
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, I guess I'm just drawn to nature. And when we go on vacations, I'm more likely to choose places that aren't such big cities, like not Las Vegas or New York or Los Angeles. I'm more into the I guess the corners, the Oregon, Washington. I've
Mhm.
never been to Florida. I'd love to go to Florida.
Mhm.
Um, and then the national parks around me, I've never lived so close to national parks. They're drivable. There's a Red Rock Canyon National Park.
Right.
That's about 10 minutes from our house. It's
Okay.
10 minutes from the city. And it's so beautiful there, all the different colors, the history, there's
Uh-huh.
petroglyphs and things like that. Those are the things that I guess I'm just interested in those.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing. So the nature documentaries and national parks shows and National Geographic kind of stuff is what you're into. Yeah.
Yes.
And also,
Boring,
and
but I
also like
love those.
Yeah.
being in the car, right? Do you knit in the car while you're going around to all those national parks?
I try. I try to knit in the cars. The bigger knitting, bigger size needles. Car knitting is the best. Um, and isn't it? It's just the best. So
My husband is from out west, and when we go out to visit his side of the family, we always end up going on a long, crazy drive because my husband and his father both love driving. And so I just make sure I take my knitting, and then I have, a little nature documentary outside the window that I can watch as I knit.
yeah, yeah. I love the car trips. It's those road trips. And it's funny, it's so different than the California road trips.
Right.
The road trips here, you know, would you
Well,
imagine the desert is beautiful?
well, yeah, you have a lot of things you could check out in southern Utah as well.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
lot. Uh-huh.
yeah. And it's
There-
drivable. It's only about 2-3 hours from our house. It's
Yep.
perfect.
Yep. And there's a lot of nature-y things in northern Arizona as well.
Yes,
Sure.
there definitely is. Yeah.
So Mira, I saw on your website that you're a bit unique among the people that we are interviewing in that you don't sell your yarns directly to consumers. You only sell through yarn stores.
Yes, we only sell wholesale. It's just that's how we started the business. When I first started, I worked at a yarn store, and we could not get enough of hand dyeds. I don't know if you remember, maybe about 10 or 12 years ago. Do you remember that company? What is it called? Gosh, one of their lines is called Nicole. When it came in, it was gone. It was gone. You didn't have anything on Monday or Tuesday. It was gone by Saturday.
Right.
And to get it in, it would take a month or two. You just couldn't get it. It just takes time to dye it. So I thought, well, I'm going to be this hero where I can ship in one day or a week. So we tried that, and we're doing that. And we ship we try to ship very quickly. So we had to stay focused with the wholesale. It was hard to do both retail and wholesale, and to be able to ship now.
That's an incredible turnaround. That's amazing.
Yeah, we used to be, when we had less colors, and we're going to try this year, is to be able to ship day of. So when you put in that order before, a certain time, we can ship it, because the consumer, us knitters, I don't want to wait 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know. So people can go to your website though and see what stores carry your yarn if they want to know how to get a hold of it. And then they can ask their local yarn store to get in touch with you as well, if their local yarn store doesn't already have it. Right.
Yeah, the list is impressive. You are all over the country. Yeah.
We try hard. And it was interesting when we first started to go to the East Coast. We did TNNA, because back then we had TNNA.
Sure.
And I was told with some of our New York customers that, in New York, we wear very sophisticated colors. We wear grays and blacks and browns. And your colors just won't sell in our store. They're too bright. And I said, okay. So we went home and we did the grays and browns. They came back the next year and they said, your colors make us happy, but now they're kind of boring. I said, I can't win. I can't win. So then what we did was we just continued to create colors that inspire me through the season.
Yeah.
And I can't just come up with colors or with themes. And so what we do is when we go on our trip or when we visit the kids, we'll see things along the way, and we will try to put that in a theme,
right,
for the season.
Nice.
And I noticed too that through those yarn stores, there's an option for like a monthly club kind of thing.
Yes, we have a monthly club. We started that quite a while ago, actually, and so I was just doing all kinds of colors, and I said, I just want like happy colors all over the place. I can't be put in a box. I just want to do whatever I want.
That's fantastic.
Because at that time in the business, I was put in a box and we could only store so many colors. So you have to be mindful, And I said, no, the monthly colors, I'm just going to go whatever I want to do that month. And so I did for a few months. And then a friend of mine called me up and said, I'm so sorry. I got to put you back in that box.
Oh,
So, you're going to get back in that box. I said, I'm not going to get in the box. If you don't want to, if they don't want to buy it, they don't have to. And so then she goes, I've got this idea that nobody does, which is to grade date your monthly colors.
Okay.
So people can collect. They don't have to collect from January, February, March. You miss those, you get those in April, or you want to start now, November, December, January, February. They all grade date from one to the other.
Wow.
And we do have a theme where, you know, the summer colors are brighter and a little bit crazy. And then it's a little bit toned down for the winter, cooler colors. That's where my naturals come into play.
Sure.
And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot interesting. And, you know, I do like being in that box now.
Crack me up.
Well, it's still a challenge, right? So you have a goal to have it grade 8, but then that's also a nice creative challenge too, to try and
figure out where you're going to go.
I'm
next.
scrolling through over here on my other one, and yeah, it's amazing how you do that gradation from month to month. So like from August to November is very different, but the getting there, you know, the months get you there. It's nice.
Yeah, we tried to do that. So another, you know, being back in that box, I have to be mindful also. We want, you know, I want to be happy, but we want the shops to be happy, and we want the knitters to be happy. Of course, that's our goal.
Sure.
And so we don't want anyone left out. If you miss a month, you can still get the month after, but you've got this goal and you've got this road to, you know, if you want to knit something, you don't have to purchase everything now and make it perfect now, but you can certainly go back to the store, you know, in a few weeks and find the next month and continue on that way.
That's neat. Yeah. And so how did you get involved with the India Entangled project with the...
I was invited by Lisa, and I thought, this is going to be interesting because I've never really done anything in Las Vegas. And, you know, it was a challenge because I didn't know what anybody else was doing.
Right.
And I was aware of my bright colors, and I was also aware of, you know, Las Vegas. Come on, baby. You know, we've got all the lights and all the brights, and, you know, anything goes in Las Vegas. But I thought, watch this 1 month be like odd. We can't have that oddity where it's just like, you know, bright and summery colors. So I did mute it down a bit. We saw a sunset driving home. On one of the streets. I had seen a sunset, and I just happened to take a picture of it. We have amazing sunrises and sunsets here.
Right.
So I thought, this is a good inspiration, and I bet you it'll mix with everyone else. And I couldn't do like a desert because we're Las Vegas. We just couldn't do the mountains and the desert. Yeah. So that's how I came up with the inspiration.
Nice.
But I was first invited by Lisa.
Good. Yeah.
Wonderful. So do you have anything coming up in the new year that you can sort of tease for our viewers?
Well, we're working on some of our new colors. We haven't found a theme. If you have a suggestion for a theme, I'm open to it. But we've dyed a few of our colors. We've dyed our monthly colors this year. I'm early. Usually the monthly colors need to ship on the 20th or the 25th at the latest. Usually I'm on the 15th. I'm trying to figure this thing out. But this year, what we thought we would do is go all the way to June. So I think I have colors all the way to June.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Good job. Nice plan.
So this is where creative and business meets.
Yeah.
Because a lot of yarn shops, they have businesses. So we'll give them an opportunity to see the colors all the way till June.
Okay.
So they can decide if, they want to participate or if they have certain projects that come up.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I have in store for next year. Just our new colors. It'll be brighter this year. I've noticed I've gotten a lot neutral being here in Vegas.
That you have an amazing array behind you, and those are just the leftovers, apparently.
Yeah, and a lot of them are experiments,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
and so a lot of them we like, especially the wall behind me. If we can't produce them fast enough, it's hard to do the color. Or if we can't, if the color's too hard, we can't produce the same thing in larger quantities.
Right.
It goes on this wall, and
I
it doesn't get out to the public. So if you're feeling lucky and you're driving through Las Vegas, stop by.
Well, you could always have like have like an online garage sale.
We could. We do that with the stores, especially during COVID. That's where it started.
Okay.
We would have an online with us because we don't do the retail end. It's just a totally different business
Yes.
from what I do.
Yes.
So we usually have a store ask us, or we invite a shop where we'll Zoom together.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, I
Making
might
shops
have to get
all
I might have
awesome.
to get one of my shops that I partner with to check out the options there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And especially with like you're wearing a Stephen West shawl. I did one of those. I love that one. And especially with a shawl like that, where you have to match so many different colors, it's nice to have this array. You're only seeing one wall. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walls. I've got 3 rooms.
Oh, wow.
3 rooms.
Jana, road trip.
Road
You and
trip.
Road trip.
me.
Well, we know how to contact you now. Oh my gosh, and when are you gonna come here? We could drive there from here because I'm in Wyoming.
We
Mira.
could just meet in Vegas.
Oh,
We
I
could
would
just meet in Vegas, Jana.
yeah, I would love to go to Wyoming. We tried. We made it up to Idaho, and we had to turn back home because it took too long. It was one of those weekends where my husband said, "Let's go." And I said, "What, where?" Let's go to
I know.
Wyoming. So how are we going to get there? Let's go into
Wait.
car. And we went after work on a Friday, and we just kept driving, but we had to be back at work on Monday. So
Sure. Sure. Mira, it's been fantastic to visit with you. I'm excited to see what's coming up for your business. And I need to go and check in with my yarn shop and see if they carry your yarn and how to make that happen.
absolutely.
And I feel like there should be something close to you that I think carries.
Well, I checked and there's like 6 or 7 stockists in Connecticut. So
Wow.
I have options. New Haven's one of them.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just clicked away from that screen. I'm going back, but there was like a good chunk of people.
Yes.
I said she is all over the country, and I meant it. She has tons of shops carrying her yarn.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna have to go look.
So check on the website, everybody.
Yeah.
BaahYarns.com. Baah Yarn.
I'll put all the links. We'll put all the links to your social media and everything down below in the video description.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and it's been fun.
Yay!
Thanks, Mira. So good to meet you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.